Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to Online Learning with Miss Castillo and Miss Carranza. Good morning. Today is Friday, April 17th, 2020. Guys, it is the end of the week. We have done 3 weeks of online learning, and I am just so very proud of you. I know Miss Carranza is also very proud of everybody. We thank you so much for being sure to complete all of your activities. You guys are the best. I love seeing all of your work every single day. It just makes me so happy to know that you guys are enjoying the lessons and that you guys are putting in the work at home even though we're not at school. So thank you so much for that. Today is Friday, so you do have library. Please be sure to check Miss Walton's page. Just make sure that you have everything done for the week. And art club is at 2. As you know, we are talking about science today, so please be sure that you are practicing on Imagine Math today. I love seeing everybody who is logged on. It just makes me and helps me know that this is actually helping you guys with your practices. All right, so we are wrapping up our week of birds, and today we're going to learn about a new word called migration, okay? And we'll go a little bit more into detail moving on. So today we are identifying the reasons why birds need to migrate, okay? So we're going to watch a brain pop video talking about migration. Now, they're going to talk about a lot of different animals, but we want to focus more on birds because that's what we're talking about this week, right? So we're going to move on to the video, and please be sure to pay attention and listen to the reasons why these birds have to migrate.
Cool. Moby, check it out. The butterflies are migrating. Moby? Good luck at your new home. I hated when my family moved, but I know we had a good reason. My mom's new job. So, what reasons do animals have for migrating?
Okay, and before the video continues, I want you to think of what she just said. So she said that she didn't really like when they had to move. So migrating is another word for having to move.
Well, I can't imagine monarch butterflies around here in the winter. They must be like my grandpop. He flies south every winter because the cold bothers his knees. These butterflies must like to go where it's sunny, too. They begin arriving in Mexico in the fall. People expect them during that season, in time for the Dia de los Muertos holiday. Lots of birds fly south for the winter, too. But how do the animals know when it's time to go? They must get clues. Maybe they feel changes in the weather. They also might notice changes in sunlight, especially when the days get shorter. Okay, I know how they figure out when to go, but how do they know where to migrate to? They can't carry maps or compasses. Maybe they have something deep inside that pulls them so they know where to go. Like a magnet. Some animals can feel the earth as a giant magnet. It's a much bigger magnet, Moby. The Arctic tern flies from one end of the Earth's giant magnet to the other, and that's a lot of work. I would be pretty tired if I flew thousands of miles. Yeah, and starving. Why do animals need to store up fat before they migrate? This baby whale has to keep munching if she wants to have enough blubber. She's getting ready to go on her first migration. And she'll use that fatty blubber as energy during her long trip. I don't get it, though. Why'd she want to leave this place? It's pretty sweet. Besides the weather, what makes animals migrate? She sure did love to eat. Maybe she's going where there's a better source of food. Don't worry, Moby. She'll be back. Gray whales are like Arctic terns. They make return migrations. It means they go back and forth to the same place, sometimes year after year. Salmon make one return migration, back to the same river they were born in. They'll even swim up waterfalls so they can have babies in the same spot they were born. Having babies is important, so it's worth migrating long distances to have them. I never knew animals had such big plans. Moby. Some animals do seem to move wherever they feel like it, though. These locusts ate up all the food here. I bet they move from place to place, wherever they can pig out the most. Locusts are nomads. Nomadic animals just migrate wherever they can find the stuff they need. There's no reason for locusts to return here. Ugh. Moby? You weren't scared of those butterflies, were you, Moby? Well, there won't be any monarchs coming through here for a while. And now it's time to migrate to the lunchroom.
Alrighty, well, she shared a lot of important information that we can use to talk about why birds migrate. So, one of the biggest reasons is to find food. And she mentioned that when she was talking about the whales, right? So she said, this is a really good place for the whales. Like, why are they leaving? So, in the winter, we know that in most places they get to see snow, right? And when snow comes down, that covers up a lot of the ground, which makes it hard for birds to be able to find insects underground. So this mama bird, for example, is feeding her baby worms. And we talked about that earlier in the week, that they need help for a couple of weeks before they can be on their own. So if mama can't find food for the baby won't be able to survive. So one of the biggest reasons why animals or birds leave and migrate to places where it's warm in the winter is to be able to still find food. If they stay here or they stay in other states that is covered up with snow, it's going to be really, really hard for them to be able to find that need of theirs, which is food. Now, reason number 2 that she talked about is having a safe place to have their babies. So, as we were looking, she said, some people want to come back to where they were born to have their babies, like the salmon. But birds begin to become like the target for bigger animals who are looking for food at that time. Since it's becoming hard for everybody to find food in the winter, they want to see, okay, there's some eggs in this nest. I can go eat the eggs. And mama birds are not going to want that to happen to their babies. So by going to a safer place in the south, they are able to say, okay, now my babies will be safe. I'll be able to keep them warm, because remember we talked about they have to keep them warm in their eggs so they can hatch. This way, mama birds can take care of their baby birds. And the third reason is to find better weather, especially for animals who fly, like the birds and the butterflies that we saw. It's really hard for them to try to fly when it's snowing or when it's raining or just when it's really cold in general. Remember that they are warm-blooded, so they have to go look for somewhere to stay warm, because since they live outside, it's really hard for them to be able to control their body temperature or to find a warm place when it's freezing cold, right? So those are the three main reasons why birds migrate. Now, for today's activity, I want you to imagine that you're a bird and winter is coming. So think about it. Would you want to stay in cold, cold, cold weather? Or do you think you might want to go look for somewhere warm? I want you to draw and write about where you would migrate if you were a bird. Think about a place where you would like to stay warm and where it's easy to find food. Remember, that's one of the biggest and most important needs of animals is food. El día de hoy van a estar imaginándose que son pájaros. Y para esto, yo quiero que tú dibujes y escribas sobre dónde migrarías si fueras un pájaro. Vas a pensar en un lugar donde te gustaría mantener calientito y donde sea fácil encontrar comida. Recuerda que es muy difícil tratar de encontrar comida si tienes mucho frío o si todo el lugar donde puedes encontrar comida está cubierto en nieve. ¿Ok? So, with that, boys and girls, once again, thank you so much for being just the greatest kids and for continuing your education at home. Miss Carranza and I love doing these lessons for you, love preparing these activities for you, and we love getting information from you to let us know how to fix them, how to make them better, so that you enjoy doing them every single day. We love you, we miss you, and we will see you on Monday. Nos vemos el lunes.